Do you have a child who uses a communication tool, like an app or a paper-based one? Have you ever wondered how you can help them learn to use that tool? Does the use of the communication tool, or AAC, confuse you and the user of the AAC? This video will provide you with some strategies you can use to learn how to empower and engage them as you and they learn to speak AAC. Once they know that their voice is important and that you want to know what they are thinking and feeling, they will want to use their AAC tool. And it doesn't matter what type of communication tool the person is using. These strategies and tips work for all of them, from paper-based systems like PEX or POD, to iPad apps, to dedicated communication devices. And these strategies work for all ages, and for those who are brand new to a system, to those who have used a system for a while and are still struggling with using it. This is the second in a video series based on the Model as a Master Pal training module, which was developed by Tabby Jones-Wolliber, a speech therapist. The first video explored the importance of you modeling how to use the device as you speak your words and how typical language development impacts how AAC users learn to communicate. This video explores 5 strategies that you can use to be a good communication partner with your AAC user. They include how important it is to presume potential, that the AAC user in your life can do this and learn to use AAC, and ways to motivate the user to use that AAC tool. It also touches upon accepting all forms of communication the user is giving you, and that statements and comments by you to the user while modeling is a much better way to encourage AAC use than questions all the time. Finally, responses to our communication attempts are not required, that those non-responses provide a great opportunity for us to model using their AAC device as we comment on that. The most important thing we can do for anyone with any disability is to presume that they are able to use the device and able to tell us a lot of things with that device. Yes, their disability makes it harder for them, but that does not mean that they cannot learn to use their AAC device, and more importantly, that they do not have a lot to say. I have heard more than one parent say to me, "Wow, I had no idea that they remembered that or knew that." And of course, we want to hear it all. So yes, they can. And with our help, they will be able to speak AAC. Now, the hardest part for some may be how to motivate them to want to use that AAC tool. It can be hard to learn. If it is hard for us to learn where all the language is, imagine how hard it must be for them. So they have to want to do it. And motivation can be from the inside, they want to, or from the outside, a reward, or simply because it becomes a part of the routines in their daily life. For example, I hate doing dishes, but I know that if I have dirty pots and pans, I can't make a good meal at the next mealtime. And I love to eat. So I am motivated to do the dishes so I can eat well later. Find the motivation, and you will have someone who is more likely to use that AAC tool. That may mean tapping into their favorite thing and making sure they have the vocabulary on the AAC about that. It may mean using a daily routine to encourage using that AAC tool. For example, using the AAC tool as they get dressed in the morning or get ready for bed. The important thing to do is make sure they have access to those words. Customize their AAC tool to be sure that they do. And if that person lets you know that they are thinking or needing in some other way by pointing or by their facial expressions, accept that. This is a great time for you to use their AAC tool to verify what you think they are communicating. Don't forget, modeling is a key strategy we can use to show them where all the vocabulary is on their device. So if they give you the side eye, you can model, "Oh, I think you may not like that." Another key strategy is to make statements and comments with them about what is happening in their life and yours. It is so easy to ask questions to get someone to respond using that AAC device. For example, making a choice between two activities or having them answer yes/no questions. However, it can be so overwhelming for the user, and it doesn't really encourage them to use the AAC tool for commenting and sharing what they are thinking. Life is not a test. So be sure to model the use of comments. Things like, "Ooh, that is so cool," or "I think that game is fun," especially if you know it's a game they don't like. See what happens. And through all of this, remember, a response is not required by them. After you have used their device to make a comment and you've waited expectantly for that response, if none is forthcoming, well, use their device to model what you think that response might be from them. Or you can even use it to say, "I don't think you want to respond to this, and that's okay. Let's talk about something else." And you can use prompting in a thoughtful way with the AAC user to encourage them to use that device. There is something called a prompt hierarchy you can use with your AAC user. This one was created by a wonderful teacher named Kate Ahern, and it's a way to really think about the prompts you are providing your user as to where the device is and where the vocabulary they may be searching for is on that tool. Using this hierarchy thoughtfully can help them learn where everything is on the device, and then you can fade using the prompts so that they can be truly independent. So the key to being a successful communication partner with your AAC user is to model using the device, using your words in an authentic way. You must presume potential in the AAC user, that they are able to use the tool, and make sure that they're motivated to talk to you. Be sure the tool has vocabulary that is of high interest so that they want to talk to you. But also remember to accept and respond to all communication attempts, verbal and nonverbal. Make sure they can comment on the world around them. And when you are encouraging them to use their tool, remember, a response is not required. Use the prompt hierarchy and then model what you think that they are communicating with you and move on. These are just some of the strategies that you can implement that will help you learn to model as a master pal. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions.